Hi class! So today we'll be looking at the poem Do Not Stand by My Grave and Weep by Mary Elizabeth Frye. And to learn more about the poet, instead of me just telling you, why don't we ask her herself?
Hi guys, look at everyone, all ready to learn about my famous poem. Yay! You guys are so lucky to be receiving all this proper education. Unfortunately, I wasn't so lucky. Oh my, I haven't introduced myself yet. Pardon me. My name is Mary Elizabeth Frye, and I was born on November 13th, 1905. Unfortunately, both of my parents died when I was only 3 years old, and I was left an orphan. When I was 12, I moved to Baltimore, Virginia. While I grew up with no formal education, I loved reading. This is how I educated myself, through books and newspapers I found. In 1927, I married Claude Frye and officially became a Baltimore housewife. Claude would sell clothing at her store down the street, and I would sell flowers at home. I never had any children, but there was this young German Jewish girl who lived with us around 1932.
Margaret Schwarzkopf. That's me. I actually inspired Mary to write the poem that she would much later be known for. My mother was in Germany at that time, and she was very sick. Along with her old age and inability to move around, she couldn't come to America with me. Now, this was around the time that World War II was brewing up. Rise of anti-Semitism, Hitler and his fascist ideas, and because of all this unrest and danger, I couldn't visit her either, and this left me in an undesirable situation. Months passed and my mom was still sick and lonely in Germany. When I received news of my mother's passing, I was grief-stricken. I couldn't believe what the words on the paper said. We regret to inform you of your mother's death. It couldn't be. My mom? My mom, who always sang lullabies to help me sleep, who braided my hair with pink laced ribbons every morning, who let me help her make latkes every week, who bandaged my wounded knees from when I fell off my bike. One day, she told me what a cruel world we lived in, and I never believed her, until now, until it stopped me from seeing her, who was in the embrace of death and not in my arms, who was hearing anti-Semitic speeches from the marketplace loudspeaker and not my life stories from America. I didn't even have the chance to stand by my mother's grave and shed a tear.
It absolutely broke my heart to hear you cry yourself to sleep every night. Seeing you like this ignited something inside of me. I needed to tell you everything would be okay, but I didn't know how to say it. One day, I was going grocery shopping, and it all just came to me. I quickly grabbed a paper shopping bag and ripped off a piece of it. I grabbed a pen from the checkout area and quickly wrote it down.
Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there, I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sun on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there, I did not die.
Now that we've learned more about Mary Elizabeth Frye's life and what, or rather who inspired her to write the poem, let's talk about it. Does anyone know what kind of rhyme scheme this poem has?
An ABB rhyme scheme.
Yes. So now let's analyze this 12-line poem. Can someone tell me about the significance of the first couple of lines?
In lines 1 through 2, Frye opens the poem with a command for her mourners not to weep. This immediate, assertive tone elevates Frye to a position of authority, an expert who knows firsthand life beyond the grave. These powerful instructions lend to the credibility and wisdom of Frye's words.
Great analysis. Now, can someone explain why Frye uses detailed imagery?
Through her personification of nature, Frye conveys to the reader that she is not truly gone and can be found in the simple elements of nature.
That is correct. Now, if we look at lines 3 to 6 specifically, Frye uses metaphors comparing herself to the weather and seasons, for example, wind, snow, sun, and rain. And by doing so, she expresses that rain or shine, she will always be present in the reader's surroundings, offering a sense of relief, solace, and comfort. Gentle imagery like diamond glints, ripened grain, and gentle autumn rain have a calming effect on the reader, rendering a comforting view on death. She moreover conveys how death should not be mourned but celebrated through nature's beautiful elements as the culmination of life's journey. Now, how else does Frye use imagery in the later lines of the poem?
In lines 7 through 10, Frye uses imagery to offer further solace to her mourners. For instance, readers can almost visualize the elegant birds encircled in the bright morning sky. These calming images of nature add to the warmth and solace offered by the poem, bringing comfort to the grieving reader. Furthermore, by saying that she is both a part of the morning hush and night, Frye conveys that her memory will remain the reader day and night in the simplicity of nature.
Right on. How do the final lines of the poem add on to the meaning of the poem?
Frye once again assertively reminds the grieving reader that she is not truly gone. The phrase "I did not die" in line 12 reveals how she will remain in the memory of the reader and involve nature's beautiful elements rather than confined to a grave.
Excellent. Now, does anyone notice any other patterns that Frye uses?
Frye frequently compares contrasting elements throughout the poem. For example, she compares the rain with the sun, day with night, the dull grave with beautiful nature, her powerful commands with gentle descriptions of nature, her wisdom with the mourner's fear, and most importantly, life with death. These constant comparisons create a sense of balance and understanding of the loss of life and being able to move on.
Frye also uses anaphora in lines 2 through 6 and 8, 10, and 12. She uses the phrase "I am," which establishes a soothing, repetitive tone to the poem and adds a comfortable pace to it.
Excellent. Now that's the end of the poem, but I wanted to add one last thing about the presentation of the poem that we just saw. You may have noticed that the stop motion was all done on a brown paper bag. Now, this wasn't done as a lack of a proper background, but rather to symbolize how Frye wrote the poem. Frye scribbled this poem on a shopping bag one afternoon, which eventually became a famous poem that was read at funerals. Basically, Frye wrote her words on a paper bag, and likewise, the words were creatively represented on a paper bag. Now that's all for today's class. See you next time.